Good morning, Spirit Team. I am here whenever you are listening to this to give you a message that you are intended to get. Hopefully you listen to this. Ancestors, deities, what will be our beginning, our selection files. I'll have to let you know, in truth, I really do appreciate if you've come and subscribed to this channel. I truly have started reading cards out of not only a calling, yet a feeling that there's a lot of wisdom that needs to be heard. And unfortunately, through my trials and tribulations, I have seen that there has been some misinformation out and about. Now, I am not saying I am, the end all be all on truth or tarot or oracle reading or any of that. However, I shouldn't say just, I've been working on that. I truly believe that each person and each entity has their own purpose and a lot to fill in this big picture. And this is my part. So your part right now is to be listening, receiving the information, and taking it to be the best that you can out in the world. Alright, so our two piles to select from are grounding and celestial alignment. Let's see. I figured out how to zoom this camera in and I'm very freaking excited about it. I was like, do I need to get a new camera? I mean, the quality is not what I expected when I purchased it. I'll be honest with you, I have been wanting a new camera. However, wants and needs are not, that important. Look at me bumping the camera as I say that. The wants and needs thing. Let me get into that really quick. That's a channel message that I feel that's coming through. Wants and needs are things that may and may not come through us aligning ourselves to our purpose. For instance, if for some odd reason, look at my throat, some odd reason, for some reason you feel called towards tarot cards and you keep finding yourself wanting to spend your last dime on the tarot cards, and maybe you don't even have the finances for tarot cards, there may be, I shouldn't say maybe, there is a reason why you're getting called to them. It's most likely because you are supposed to be divining yourself, creating them yourself, or there's a message that needs to be given to you, right? Okay. Same goes with like a brand new car. Now, those are some manifestations that are here in the materialistic world. However, a brand new car is something that will align itself to you as you fulfill your purpose. So if you're continuously doing as you should, certain things will fall into your lap. as the praises go up, the blessings come down, I promise. For instance, you have a calling to sing. You love to sing. As you get into that passion and you follow that love and that talent, the finances will come for the new car. I know that makes sense to somebody. Somebody needs to hear it. Okay. You know, just align yourself to your purpose. Biggest message, which is funny, celestial alignment and grounding coming through. Okay. So if you haven't already, go ahead and select your pile, and I will, let me see if I can get any closer. How close can we get? How close can we get? Because these cards are actually beautiful. Hello. And if you notice, I did not attempt to pronounce these names because I'm not about to get fired up by these lovely ladies for mispronouncing their names. There's a lot of power in a name, and I don't want to go around throwing the incorrect name around. Okay. So, I will take a moment of silence. Here we go. And I'll see you on the other side. Greetings, pile number 1. I hope you are well. I hope your day, evening is going just as Spirit has expected. I've learned truly to release plans and expectations and ambitions and just let it be. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. So, you are here to get a message. There is a message coming through for you. There is a bit of wisdom that you must hear. Oh, wow. That was a lot. Let's straighten this up. Thank you, Spirit. Looks like a time of celebration is coming. Let's see what else is coming out. I love that you picked grounding. I honestly was, I started my morning, your messages are popping up. I started my morning listening to a YouTube video from a Buddhist monk regarding morning routines and eating habits. And it really realigned me and helped me see, one more card please, helped me see how I really did need to sit back and ground myself one more time and revel in my purpose. And on the bottom of the deck we have a reverse King of Swords. And I say revel in my purpose, or you barely can see the cards. Revel in my purpose because I recently had a injury and it had me questioning if I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. And it's funny that I say that because I ultimately believe with my whole heart, and I'm starting to have a little chest pain here. I ultimately believe with my whole heart that we are always where we're supposed to be as long as you are leading with your heart. And truly, grounding has more to do with realigning yourself to your heart's mission, your heart's purpose, than it does necessarily sit in the grass. I think a lot of folks get hung up on grounding to the sense of, I need to put my feet in the ground, or put your feet in, I've heard, put your feet in grass, go walk on grass. What really happens when you put your feet on the grass is there is a moment of connection with Mother Earth, and the fact that we are just a small, minuscule ants on this grand planet. And that, in a sense, ties us back to what your heart really wants you to do, instead of what everyone else wants you to do. Because I think right now, if you go out too soon in your mourning, as you mourn your past, and I love what the daytime is called, mourning. As you mourn your past and you step into your present, if you allow others' expectations to attach to you, it will be easy to live somebody else's life. So you wake up in the morning, you wake up when the sun rises, and immediately you reach for your phone, or you're awakened by an alarm. Your first step is to go do something for someone else. There's an expectation there. There's an expectation for you to be somewhere. There's an expectation for you to feed someone. There's an expectation for you to X, Y, and Z. The point of grounding is to bring yourself back to the why that you do it. So for me, when I wake up, and I have gotten away from this practice, but when I wake up, I realign myself to gratitude. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. My purpose has not been fulfilled because I'm still on this earth. And I'll start to do a little breath work if I'm really good with my concentration. However, my first step is usually to let my dog out. And it's not because it's an expectation, but it's out of love that I know she's holding her bladder for the whole night as I slept. I'm gonna go let her use the restroom. And that is my first moment is out of love. Even though she irritates me sometimes, it's still out of love, unconditional love. Then I start to do a little altar work. I'll either change the water on my altar, I'll drink some water, and I'm toying with a different morning routine, so I won't get too far into it, and I will get into your cards quickly. But I feel like the message here is regarding coming back to center and coming back to your true alignment in yourself, beyond the expectations of anybody, beyond the rules or the have-tos. What does your heart say? What does your heart want? Truly. Because that will start the healing process and the shadow work process. Once you start to really just listen to your heart, you'll see yourself enter certain cycles and routines, and then you can question, why do you go to that route? Okay. I feel like that was about it. All right, for the channel message for you. All right, so looking at your cards, again, a beautiful card, grounding. I did get a little tap to go ahead and read from the book on this one. It's funny, the first goddess deity Orisha seen on this booklet is Oshun, and it actually opened to Oshun. So I actually will read this to you as well. Not only number 3. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oshun, goddess of fearless love, Yoruba Nigerian temple lovers, element water. Goddess Oshun is exalted Orisha, is the exalted Orisha deity of honey sweet waters, love, sensuality, fertility, and beauty. But the Yoruba lady of gold, anger and jealousy can also flood and destroy. Ocean's guidance. Dare to love. Begin with loving yourself. Allow yourself to be loved. You feel everything deeply. You are porous with a wall around your heart. This is your paradox. You are love and you are worth loving. Your divine assignment is to remain open to fearless love. You deserve to be loved in your language. You are worthy of a love that remembers your beauty at the ugliest moments. Don't allow your unhealed past to block your future. Real love is a sacred contract that says, I'm vulnerable and committed. Your heart is safe with me. Let's expand your consciousness. Let's expand our consciousness together. Goddess declaration. I give love. I receive love. I am love. That's beautiful. Okay. And then let's get to your card. If you needed to pause it, please. Alright. Goddess of grounding. South African. Sawacha. Temple, ancestors, element, bush. You may know the great ancestors. I've never said that word before. Never say never, I guess. You may know the great ancestress, Satre, as Satre, or Sarah Bartman, the woman to perform as the Hottentot Venus in 19th century London. Baby, I'm about to get on Google and look this up. I promise you. But before that, she was Sawache, a girl in South Africa who deserved better. Protect your magic. Your heart is your own. Your body is your own. Your mind is yours. Your truth and story are your own. Be rooted in your truth. Create healthy boundaries. Embodiment. Your energy is unsteady. Breathe. Come into the present. Say out loud, I am here. Trauma, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and fear disconnect you from your body. Grounding keeps you present. When you feel rootless or unsettled, come back to your breath. Meditation and breath work are grounding. Try earthing, connecting your feet to soil. Free riding, clapping, stomping, and rubbing your hands together are all grounding. Goddess declaration. I am firmly planted and deeply rooted. I love that. Again, a little confirmation that grounding is not just going outside. It is a kind of grounding. However, you can ground yourself in any way where it's bringing yourself back to your center, where you can come back to the present moment. I love that. I love some good confirmation. Good. Thank you. All right, now getting into your cards. So you have a very interesting spread, and I was called to use the Heart and Hands Tarot. And whenever I use this tarot, let me zoom out so you can see the whole spread. I think it is quite because I'm not very much a black and white gal. I like color. Color helps read. You can learn to read through color, at least with tarot. And this is ego speaking. I prefer reading with color. Now, channel messages do not need color to come through. What I'm reading here is that there's a change in your acceptance of your present moment, really. I'm feeling that, especially with the grounding, that you are on the precipice of receiving a grand amount of abundance. The Wheel of Fortune is here. We have the High Priestess and the Four of Wands, which all speak to, which I shouldn't say that all speak to. These three are signaling to me that you have a great change in luck coming to you. With the Four of Wands, this reads abundance. You can see in this card, it's a cornucopia. It's a feast, right? Beautiful stability, You also have a lot of fours. 1, 2, 4. 2 fours, 2 threes, 2 twos. So synchronicities are coming to you. I feel that Spirit is reminding you to ground yourself, because there is a lot of good things coming to you, and in order for you to be able to receive them, you have to lead with an open heart. You did end your spread with the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups speaks to a feminine energy. You do not have to be male or female, but a feminine energy that truly understands empathy, that controls the Ace of Cups, or the Fountain of Youth. The Ace of Cups also can be seen as the ever-flowing cup of unconditional love. So Spirit is asking you to embody not only the High Priestess, but the Queen of Cups, where you know when and where to say and speak up, hold your boundaries, however, lead with love. Just because you have boundaries doesn't mean that you have to be mean or angry, right? The Seven of Wands, the Two of Swords. Seven of Wands and Two of Swords definitely speak to me of, and with the Two of Swords being in reverse, not that I'm taking reversals right now, but being in reverse, it's giving me it's time to put the swords down. You're definitely a person who is not afraid to hold their boundaries. However, I think Spirit is asking more so for you to hold your boundaries in a more loving way. There is a way to say, hey, I don't like that. A good for instance is, I was speaking with a person and we were testing the water, seeing if we liked each other, and this person made a comment regarding the bedroom, and I just felt uncomfortable with it. So politely, I waited until my energy settled, and I was able to say, hey, I really do appreciate the time that we spent together. However, that comment rubbed me the wrong way, and because of that, I no longer want to continue these conversations. That's it. After that, that's it. You don't have to keep going. You don't have to keep saying anything. You don't need to block anybody. You don't have to cut anybody off. It's just simple of explaining why you didn't like something. You won't be continuing this, and then you could choose if you want to continue the relationship or not. For me, it was a not. And going into that, you also have 3 cup cards, where I can see emotion is very big for you. And you can see this person here with the 4 of Cups has already gone through 3 glasses of wine and is waiting, put patiently on the 3rd. I mean the 4th. Like, yep, go ahead, slide me that bad boy. You see that? I think that's so funny. Like, you've gone through the celebration's coming. You either just went through a celebration, or the celebration is coming. Because you have 3 of Cups and then the 4 of Cups. So you've drank your 3 glasses, you're waiting on your 4th. And Spirit is here to tell you, baby, it's coming. As long as you set good boundaries with yourself and others. Okay? And when I say that, I mean overindulgence can sway you and also harm you. Overindulgence is for you to decide that's your boundary to set. Yeah. Okay? I can't tell you what's overindulgence for you. Again, just like this card read to us, Sawachi. I swear I'm going to look it up. Tells us is the boundary is yours, your mind is yours, your heart is yours. So set that boundary within yourself. Tell yourself what you believe is overindulgence and under eating or over drinking or whatever you feel like your laws are. Take some time and sit down, figure that out. You got a list of no-nos, you got a list of yes, what you'll accept and what you won't accept. And remember that when you are taking those boundaries and setting them with others, Because it's not a boundary until you actually set it. Does that make sense? Like, when you are dealing with others, you have to do the due diligence of explaining that there is a boundary, that there is a fence, that there is something here, right? It's not like they can read your mind. So that's another thing that I'm feeling with the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, is that you're gonna have to be able to speak up for yourself and set those boundaries, and that will help turn that Wheel of Fortune. I think it is lovely that the Wheel of Fortune is directly above your Four of Wands, so definitely letting us know, and my battery's about to die, letting us know that as that wheel turns, you're gonna see and feel that abundance even more. Okay, and I'm gonna swap out my battery really quick. All right, I am back. Oh. Excuse me, I just want to make sure I am hearing correctly. Yeah, it quite seems like you've gotten everything out of these cards that you need. Spirit is there. Oh, okay. Hello. In the bottom of the deck, Three of Swords. We have King of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Knight of Swords. Now, I'm not big on predicting if love is coming your way or not. I'm more of a person that reads the cards for self-development, self-improvement, spiritual awakening, enlightenment, that sort of thing. However, the King of Pentacles does read as a masculine energy coming into your life. The Three of Wands is giving me expansion, journey, and the Nine of Swords more so an end of a cycle, specifically regarding your thought process and how you used to digest your thoughts. So in the grand story of yours, where you're a person that is not afraid to speak up for yourself, however, you might be doing it in a way that hurts others. It seems as you clear up those boundaries, pull the weeds from your yard, work on self-love a little bit, ground yourself in your purpose, and you'll be attracting in that masculine energy that will help you expand further, see more of the world, take you on those spiritual or physical journeys, and complete the cycle of mental anguish. And with that, I feel like that is the completion of your reading. I appreciate you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you feel so called, I do leave my Cashapp in the description box in the bio for any tips. I do appreciate it very much so. I don't do this with the expectation of receiving anything, but if I do, it will mean a lot to me. So thank you again for being here, and much luck on your journey. Pile number 1. See you around. Hello, pile number 2. Sweetie, when I say I was struggling to hit the record button, it's almost as if the message is struggling to get to you. So you selected Celestial Alignment. A beautiful card. Look at that rainbow. Now, Story to Tell is coming out. For me, I do not know the specific deity. I have not worked with her. She's came out in the cards a few times. However, she hasn't called to me specifically. She's definitely calling to you. However, when I see rainbows, I think of Isis, and that's why she's one of my first deities I actually started working with. But I always think of Isis. We may pull some cards from the Isis Oracle as well. I will say how number one got the calling to look at the Oracle deck, Oracle book, and my right ear is starting to like, not necessarily ring, but it feels like somebody's like sliding something in there, oddly enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and read from this book before somebody yells at me, and give you some enlightenment on what's going on in here. Okay, so you got 41. Ooh. Oh, and I landed on Yamaya. Hello, Yamaya. One of my other deities that I started working with earlier this year, and I'm very happy to have her. Goddess Yamaya controls the ocean, the amniotic fluid that nurtures us before we know ourselves. The healing, loving energy of the Siruba Mother Orisha deity never leaves you. Temple High Priestesses, element water. Her declaration is, I am receiving and radiating love. And then the next card is this young lady, this young deity. I have to think about mispronouncing people because there's a lot of power, people's names, there's a lot of power in the name. So, funny story, even with Yamaya, I was under the impression that I was saying her name wrong. There was someone who said her pronunciation of her name was Yamaye. And I would go back and forth, but intuitively I kept calling her Yamaya. And I received confirmation maybe months later that her name was actually Yamaya. And I was fighting with myself for no reason. So, going into this, let's go ahead and greet ourselves and introduce ourselves to this beautiful goddess. Inu Kuosa. No. Inukusana. I'm gonna ask one of my mentors later on today how to pronounce her name correctly, and maybe I'll come back and put it into the description or bio how to pronounce it. Goddess of Celestial Alignment. She is Zulu, South African. Temple High Priestesses, element water. She is the healer of healers, the teacher of teachers, whose love for humanity makes the corn grow. She dwells in the foaming waters, but is known as the heavenly princess. As above, so below is celestial alignment. Honey, I've been saying as above, so below just all morning as I was prepping to do this reading. I think that is so beautiful that that's the message here from her. Your natural path is to be in alignment with your own divinity. No one can take that from you. They didn't give it to you. No one can take from you what they didn't give to you. Ooh. Read both ways beautifully. Embodiment. How do you want to feel? You think often about what you want, but the goddess energy speaks to us in feelings. Celestial alignment is being in sync with the energetic feeling, the frequency of sacred. Everything you desire is in that frequency. Match it with your feelings. That is the energy of God, goddesses. Goddess declaration. I am always being guided in the right direction. I love that. Ashe, Ashe. If you do not know, Ashe is very similar to Amen in the Yoruban language. It is Somo to be. If you are someone who practices witchcraft, it's just another way of saying Somo to be. Beautiful! Wow, I love that. That just brightened my morning. Wow! Anyway, I get really geeked up when I get my synchronicities. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom out, and I'm gonna shuffle a little bit. Don't mind my water. If you don't have any, I suggest you go ahead and go grab some as I shuffle for you. We are using the Crow Tarot. And spirit, ancestors, deities, please guide me in this message, this channeled message, or my collective, anything that they need to hear at this time, if it is for the highest good of all. Clear, concise, positive messages, please. We got one. Hello. Two of Pentacles. Let's go ahead and zoom in while I get your cards. So you can see the artwork. Spirit of the highest light. Queen of Swords. Messages for pile number 2. Messages for pile number 2. We got one. Knight of Swords. Quite a few swords, I see. And funny, I said Isis. When I see rainbows, I think of Isis. I also, when I see crows, I think of Isis. Ooh, hello. And then we have the Four of Cups. Let's go like this. Let's see. I think it's very interesting that this card is a little bit different color than the other cards. Yellowy color. Yellow is the color of Oshun if you work with her. Ooh, the sun, enlightenment. Look at those sunflowers. That's also Oshun's. Oshun's. Oh, there's some sunflowers. Beautiful. And the Ace of Cups. My energy just like really lifted when I started working with your deck. So I'm glad to see you're in good spirits. If not now, you will be soon, I promise. It's coming for you. This reading would not be coming to you this soon if it wasn't coming at all. Alright, so this is your spread. And wow, I am definitely getting like the happy-go-lucky feeling. Like you've been working on yourself. You're working on alignment. You are getting in tune to your I was going to say your spiritual purpose, but I would even go as far as to say, if you know your chakras, past the 7 chakras, you have your soul star, your earth star. I feel like you are truly getting into full alignment with all of your chakras. I've heard that there's almost 108 chakras. Wow. There's a lot of beauty in these cards. You have a lot of bright, exciting colors. All this yellow. Definitely a focus on the positive. I love that. Now, actually reading your cards beyond just seeing your cards, I see that there are Two of Pentacles leading into your Queen of Swords, and directly below the Two of Pentacles is the Four of Cups in the exact same placement as pile number 1, which is funny. That is very funny. Maybe go ahead and listen to pile number 1. Go ahead, backtrack if you haven't already. Came from pile number 1 and now you're here. Go ahead and listen to pile number 1. It was regarding grounding yourself, setting boundaries, and stepping into that Queen of Cups energy where you can give that unconditional love without pouring too much out. I won't go too deep into it. Definitely just listen to pile number 1 if you need to. It almost feels as if this is the future self or that masculine energy we were talking about at the end there for pile number 1. With the Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, then you have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. You're definitely giving that energy of understanding your mental patterns, your mental thoughts, ownership and control over how you think and what you think of things, and also that confidence is ever flowing from you. You have a lot of self-love going for yourself. You definitely have conquered that lesson of giving to yourself, and that has led to that full enlightenment, that understanding that as above, so below. So when I see the sun, not only in the sky, but when I see the sun card, I think of as above, so below. I found that I have been very in tune with the weather, and when the sun is out and there is a clear sky, I have the most clearest thoughts. May just be for me, but I highly doubt it is. I wouldn't have been called to say anything if not. The sun speaks to enlightenment and happiness, and it also is the card to represent Leo, which is funny that you also have the King of Wands, and then you have another 2 lines over here. Yeah, you're definitely loving that confidence for you, sis, bruh. I love this. I love this. I don't necessarily think that this is a message of what you need to do, but more so a message of congratulations of your spirit guides, your team sees you. You've done a lot of hard work. You've stepped out of that waiting energy with this four of cups for the next cup, and learn to appreciate these 3 cups that you have. Wow. Your reading feels a little bit short too, like it's straight to the point. I love that. Spirit, is there anything else that they need? I did tell you I was going to pull from the Isis Oracle, so I'll go ahead and do that. But it feels as though you are on the right path, mama. Papa, do your thing. I love this. And trust this energy. I really appreciated it. I thank you. Spirit ancestor, is there anything else that pile number 2 needs to hear? This is beautiful. Wow. You gave me a little buzz. I like this. Thanks, pile number 2. Come back around. Is there anything else that I'm seeing in your cards that you need to know about? Definitely, if you feel called to, it feels as though Oshun is definitely speaking to you, and she is a beautiful, beautiful goddess. She also is on the front of the deck, the African goddess rising deck. So maybe if you have been doing any deity work, you might want to speak to her. She might have some more messages for you. All right, Isis, Oracle, Spirit Team, Ancestors, is there anything else? Any parting advice for pile number 2? Things to watch out for. It is for the highest good of all. What do they need to know? You do have 3 suns. You have 3 lions. Ooh, there we go. Truths unveiled. The revelation of Isis. There's some significance with the number 3. It might be your lucky number. 3 is the number of Papa Legba, Ishun. 33 is the master number for the Ascended Masters. Serpent of Fire, Priestess of Serpent Sisterhood. Okay, we're gonna read from the book on these. These 2. And my neck starts to itch. What's up? I have an evil eye tattooed on the back of my neck, so keep all of that hater energy back. Back it up. Back it up. Okay. Truth. The one problem I have with this deck is that it's not necessarily numbered. It goes in alphabetical order when you're reading from the book. The only problem I have. The revelation of Isis. There are times when appearances of people, places, and things are truly deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you, when you notice feelings or anxiety or doubt within you. You may think there is something wrong with you, but actually you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears. It is wise to trust your inner feelings rather than be convinced by outward appearances. There is a situation in your life, especially involving relationships, where something is not as it's being made out to be. To avoid undue suffering later on, Isis guides you to truth and revelation now. Sis, and that scratch on the back of the neck on the evil eye, I told you, there might be... I don't like putting that energy out. I ain't gonna hold you. Let Isis say it, because I don't like doing that. I don't personally like when tarot readers speak to, oh, this envy energy, there's jealousy and energy. It triggers me a little bit. So I'm not gonna do that to you. However, Isis is saying be careful. Be careful. Your intuition will let you know when you need to shed some folks. You've been doing great, knowing when and where with that Queen of Swords to cut and discern. Continue with that. Okay? And then Serpent of Fire. Excuse me. I just released something from my solar plexus. Come on now. Okay, Serpent of Fire, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood. Isis, Priestess of the Serpent Sisterhood and Queen of the Serpent Fire, guides you through the transformation now. As your energy field grows stronger and old energies are burned away in the process of your growth. Trust that you are growing and more capable than you have been previously. Do not assess your current ability based on past standards. They no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have ever been. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of, and Isis helps you now. Sis, what I say? Don't be scared. Just be aware, baby. Don't be sorry. Be careful. Oh, I like that. And on the bottom of the deck was Wings of Isis, uniting with the angelic self. Baby, you're on the right path. You are doing everything you need to do. Continue to ground yourself, to stay true to yourself, to live from your heart. And your spirit guides and your ancestors will continue to do exactly what they're doing and guide you down the right path. So you have nothing to fear. I'm not going to put fear in your heart, honey. That's not what I'm here for. And another message towards the jealousy and envy thing is, remember that majority of the time when someone is speaking of jealousy and envy or any emotion truly we have to remember the idea of projection. So if your first thought when you see somebody doing something is that they have X, Y, and Z emotion towards you, check yourself for projection. And I'll leave you with that. That's the one bit of advice I'll give you from myself. Baby, this is a great reading. Thank you for coming by and letting me read your cards and giving me this beautiful energy to do so. Please like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed it. I do leave my Cash App at the bottom with no expectations, but definitely hopes of getting a tip once in a while. If you appreciated this reading, it will go a long way to just $7 if you can. With that being said, I'll see you on the other side, sweetie.